This is the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla.
Come visit Arizona, the most beautiful state, just the most amazing people who are here and know how to treat people right. It's a wonderful place to be.
Sarah Palin loves Arizona, and there's a big vote there Tuesday. We're joined by the Palin-powered candidate for governor in the Grand Canyon State. Mr. Doug Ducey is here. Sarah Palin stands up to an atheist bully. Kudos from the governor for Hall of Famer Mike Ditka. And Governor Palin takes the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. First, we head to Arizona, the gubernatorial race there, the big story, and Doug Ducey has the backing of Sarah Palin as he runs as a Republican for the position. Mr. Ducey, welcome to the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. Great to be here.
First off, let's dive right into the most important issue. What's with the Cookie Minster at Cold Stone Creamery? Why is it impossible to say no to it?
Because it's delicious, because it has the right combination of ice cream and mix-ins, and it's delivered with great service at a reasonable cost.
It is tremendous, and that's from me and my kids, so I just want you to know you got big fans there in that department. Now, seriously...
Good for you. That's if you're a good dad, you'll keep taking your kids to Cold Stone, and ice cream should be enjoyed weekly in moderation.
Now, you built Cold Stone from a small company to an international success. Bullet point for us how you did this, and can a similar approach help you as a governor?
Well, Cold Stone's an American success story, and I'm proud that it started right here in Arizona. You know, our approach was about finding great people, hard work with a great product, and selling ice cream in markets like Alaska and states all over the country was something that was a tremendous success. I think many of the principles of building and running and growing a business apply to government. I mean, government's not a business, but things like living within your means and setting a vision and charting a course and picking the right people are things that make for any successful enterprise. So I've been a businessman my entire adult life, and I'm going to bring the skill set that I have there into government and what I've learned as state treasurer over the last almost 4 years to move Arizona into the right direction.
Sarah Palin has ties to the great state of Arizona, spending lots of time there over the last few years. Her daughters have also really grown to love the state. The Palin endorsement, how big is that for your campaign, and what is your overall feeling about the governor?
We were very proud of the Palin endorsement. That was a very happy day in the Ducey campaign. I'm a big fan of Governor Palin's, and I do know she's got a second home here in Arizona, also with one of her daughters. And I think it's because Arizona shares many of the conservative values of a state like Alaska. We have kind of a different weather pattern and climate here, so when it's cold and dark up there, I think she can come down here and it's bright and sunny. But I'm a big fan of the governor's and the courage that she's had in public life, and as a spokesperson for conservative and limited government principles. And she's a big fan of Cold Stone Creamery, and I like that as well.
There you go. Now, jobs and the economy are at the forefront in this race. People are looking for real employment. Families are trying to make ends meet. How will a Governor Ducey help in that respect, and does your background as a treasurer give you a leg up?
I think my background as a businessman gives me more of a leg up, and my background as a treasurer gives me a knowledge of our budget and finances of our state. I want to make Arizona the best possible state in the nation in which to do business. The components of that are improving our tax code, lightening regulation, and lowering liability on the small business owner and the taxpayer, and then to grow these states that are leaving and fleeing California and Illinois, to bring those companies here to the state of Arizona, and then to improve our K-12 education system so that we've got a workforce that's ready to go into a growing economy. I think those are the components. There's some states that are doing it better than Arizona, and those are the principles that we'll reapply here to improve our economic condition.
The out-of-control spending and the government waste from our elected officials seems to particularly work up the ire of voters, and this is a national thing. And but how do you corral the wild spending sprees, whether it's in Arizona or anywhere else, and why is that vital to the success of a state?
Well, it's vital to the success of any enterprise. I mean, no state or business can survive if it continues to outspend what it brings in terms of revenue. At the federal level, they continue to violate that at every turn. At the state level, you're held accountable both at the ballot box and by the fact that states cannot print money. And in a state like Arizona, there's no political will to borrow money for ongoing operations. So our state's in a much better financial position today than it was 4 years ago, and we want to improve on that position. We've got some budget challenges and economic challenges in the state, but I think my background as a business leader and someone who understands how to manage budgets in times of crisis will serve the taxpayer well.
You have a very impressive list of people who are backing your candidacy along with Governor Palin, and one of those is Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, a big Palin guy as well. He says you're the best candidate to secure the border. Why's that?
We're proud of Senator Ted Cruz's endorsement in addition to Governor Sarah Palin, and I think that Senator Cruz came to that conclusion by our discussion around what would be responsible and how we would pay for fencing, technology, redistribution of RICO funds so that we could have an infusion of cash to county prosecutors and county sheriffs, as well as a restructuring of our Department of Public Safety, which is actually the state's police force. Inside our state, it's a $300 million budget, and we need to focus on the crime that's happening at the border, the drug cartels and the human traffickers. So not only did we get Senator Ted Cruz on board, but we also got Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who's known as America's toughest sheriff and someone that's been outspoken on this immigration issue. And, you know, Kevin, we built the broadest coalition of anyone in this race across the conservative background of what it takes to make a state run or to have partners in the United States Senate for people that actually want to push the power back to the states and have the states do their job and the federal government do their job.
What would you say separates you from the other candidates when you're talking to a potential voter on the street for just a couple of minutes? I mean, is there something that you really try to touch upon? Is it a trust thing? Is it just the difference of where you stand on issues? Because I think we've seen over the past few weeks and months in some of the primaries, people have really liked when they're offered an opposite, not just, you know, someone who, I may be a little bit better kind of deal. So I think that's what I'm hearing in the positive from you, sir, is that you look like somebody who really will make a difference and stick to the Constitution and do things that are right for Arizona, not just right for what the polls say or what the media wants you to do.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Kevin, and I think that's exactly right. I believe there are a lot of good people in this race, and it is crowded. But I've been called the most electable conservative in the race. And when you have people like Sarah Palin and Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Mike Lee and Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker on your team, that shows that you've done your homework, you've done your due diligence. And I think that what differentiates me is the real-world experience. I mean, I built Cold Stone Creamery. It's a brand that's known and loved around the country and now the world. I've been the state treasurer managing $12.5 billion of total state assets over the last nearly 4 years, and now we've got the first open seat for governor in 12 years, and I'm willing to bring that experience not only to that office, but paint a vision of what's possible for an Arizona that can lead the country in economic development, job creation, business relocation, and outcomes in K-12 education while getting ourselves out from underneath the thumb of the federal government. And that's what differentiates Doug Ducey's campaign.
Well, it really is an exciting time, Doug. We really wish you the best here. And how can people learn more about your candidacy?
They can go to our website, DougDucey.com. That's Doug Ducey, DUCEY.com. Or on Twitter, follow us at Doug Ducey. Or on Facebook, search out the Doug Ducey page. We'd love to get people involved in this campaign. We know we have certainly many Alaskans that come down to winter in Arizona and visit here. And we'd love to have even more. So I hope people check it out and get involved and volunteer or want to support the campaign. And I'm, again, very thankful for Governor Sarah Palin's endorsement. It's something we're very proud of here.
As a sports columnist and announcer, I have to ask you about an Ohio State Buckeye by the name of Tommy Shutt. He's gotten some high praise from Coach Urban Meyer, and you know him pretty well.
I do know him. I've known him since birth. He's my godson. He's now number 90 for The Ohio State University, and he should be a starting D lineman. Coach Meyer called him the most improved Buckeye. And he's a great young man. He's a great athlete and a great student. And I have very high hopes for him and the Buckeyes this season.
Well, I have a lot of respect for Meyer, one of the guys who stands up for Tim Tebow in the world of football, which is rare right now. So if he vouches for Shutt, I'm on board. And as far as Tebow, maybe when you get in, you can put a little pressure maybe on the Arizona Cardinals.
I'd love to see Tim Tebow with the Arizona Cardinals or anywhere in the NFL. I think he's arguably the greatest college football player that ever played the game. And the fact that in his pro career, he not only had a winning season but won a playoff game, and that's the last snap that he took, just baffles me as to why he's not in the league. I think he's not only a wonderful human being, but he's a great athlete, and I'd love to see him back in the NFL.
Well, Doug Ducey, again, we wish you the very best. We're going to direct everyone to your website here as you head down the stretch and hopefully post a big victory. And I'm definitely going to take my kids to Cold Stone on Wednesday to celebrate after your win.
You got it, Kevin. Enjoy and let them get the gotta have it size.
You got it. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Okay, thanks a bunch, Kevin. Tell Governor Palin I give her my best.
You got it. Thank you.
Bye now.
For more, go to DougDucey.com. That's DougDucey.com.